All right, fam, welcome back to some Red, White, and Swole. It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with some more goodness. Thank you so much for being here. Are we ready? Are we ready to get into today's story? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow the Daily Swole for more awesome sauce every single day. NBA ratings crash. Why are NBA and Major League Baseball ratings at an all-time low after Black Lives Matter protests? We got a couple things going on. As you know, the BLM protests and everything started during the lockdown when everything was already shut down. When everything was already shut down, everything was already postponed, everything was already, separated, locked in, everything was already done, right? So let me get a little bit more Papa Swole. Here, there we go. How am I looking? Now we're looking fine. Looking good, Papa, looking good. So let's read into a little bit because the ratings are like tanked. Like they're fucking tanked. People just don't want to see this kind of nonsense, usually when they're watching sports, is what I'm hearing. This is literally just a general quote from people that watch the Daily Swole podcast. People are like, I want to watch sports. This is just what I've seen. I don't watch sports, so I don't really care one way or the other. But the first game back when they had like the names like peace and equality and stuff on the back of the jerseys, that was ridiculous, hardcore virtue signaling. Like that was just it's just so much. It's so much. You go so fucking woke. It's going to turn off a lot of people. It's going to turn off a lot of people that want to come to their sports as a place to escape and to enjoy the game. And especially a lot of people had problems with this because you have people that are making millions and millions and millions of dollars that are super fucking privileged complaining, essentially. And that's what people are upset about. That's why the ratings are lower than they have been. So that's one of the reasons. And that's what I've seen in my podcast and what I've seen online. A lot of people are not happy with where this is infiltrating. Okay, so the NBA ratings crash has resulted from players, coaches, and refs taking a knee during the national anthem and wearing a BLM shirt. The NBA has been taking steps to address the issue of racism in the United States. The Black Lives Matter movement is one example among many other such movements that have been brought to the fore, to tackle injustice against African Americans. These have been organized by teams, players, coaches, refs, and staff of NBA and MLB. However, these movements could have caused the ratings for both the leagues to drop in their respective restarts. And there's tons. Outkick reported that the return of the NBA on TNT saw the following numbers: Lakers and Clippers, 3.4 million, Pelicans, Jazz, 2.1. There's 350 to 400 million people in the entire country. Look at these fucking ads. Oh my God. Get out of here. It's fucking ads. I need some more blockers. Celtics and Bucks, 1.3 million. Mavs and Rockets, 1.7 million. All NBA players, coaching staff, and referees, barring a few exceptions, have taken a knee during the national anthem before the game. The move has been seen as a way to spread awareness about the BLM movement. Now, the problem with this is kneeling for the flag is a fucking insult. Okay? Now, some of you might disagree, but you do not kneel for the flag. You stand. This is, have you watched if you go to the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington, you don't fucking sit unless you're in a wheelchair. Okay? You don't sit unless you're in a fucking wheelchair. Unless you're in a wheelchair, you stand. And they will come over there and be like, you fucking stand for this ceremony. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go Google ceremony or changing of the guard at Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. If you want to see what you're insulting. Read up a little bit about that. It's important. It's important shit. And it gives you context as to why we stand for these things. So with the Colin Kaepernick thing in the NFL, he was kneeling to fight police brutality, and that was done to signify, but that's kicked up a ton of controversy, effectively just like nixed his career, really gave him a black eye no pun intended, but it really made him the poster child of this stuff. And people saw it as disrespectful. So now this is being manipulated to being a sign of respect. Kneeling for the national anthem, it's just not a good look. If you're trying to not make, you're increasing the divisiveness of these things. We do need police reform. We need more funding. We need more attention to training. We need better tactics. We need better understanding of how people should behave when they are pulled over, when they are under arrest. People have to understand what happens and what these officers go through every fucking day. So there's a lot of issues, but it doesn't start with defunding. It doesn't start with saying that all cops are fucking bad. It's craziness. So, however, a lot of fans feel that kneeling is an utter disrespect to the government and the military that protects the country. So that's the context that I was referring to before. So hence, a large section of the fans have been asked to boycott the NBA for promoting a political agenda when all it should be doing is sticking to the sport. This is what I was referring to before. This is why a lot of people that I've seen in articles and tweets and stuff about this comeback, that's why a lot of people were upset, because they want to just, come on, we have quarantine, we got all this stuff going on, social unrest. Show us, just play some basketball, man. Play some basketball. You gave me millions of dollars. Just play basketball. And of course, it's everywhere. This horizontal spread for the social justice has gotten everywhere, every sport, everywhere. You can't, even companies, you can't go anywhere without hearing about how everyone that's white is a racist. It's just getting to that point. The NBA has come up with multiple ways to maximize spreading the message against racial discrimination. Both the players and administrators have constantly voiced their opinions about the discrimination that has been taking place against colored communities. They have also come up with multiple methods to increase awareness on the subject. During the 2020 restart, many of the players opted to have a word or message written on the back of their jerseys. The teams and players also kneeled during the national anthem during the restart. Major League Baseball ratings suffer a dip too. It is not only the NBA leagues and ratings which have dropped, apologies. Major League Baseball has also rallied to create awareness against systemic oppression and racial discrimination in the country. An educated guess would be that both of these leagues' active, outspoken involvement in the fight against racial oppression and prejudice has caused the rating to drop, which would be wise to think so. Ethan Strauss of The Athletics posted on Twitter, stating, quote, Major League Baseball really fell off after opening day. In general, both leagues aren't getting the audience one might expect from a nation that's been deprived of entertainment for months. Well, this nation hasn't been deprived of entertainment. People have had Netflix and stuff for months. People have found many other ways to entertain themselves. It's called, you need to rebrand yourself, and you rebranded yourself wrong, and this is what happens. So these are all the comparisons. So the MLB and NBA are doing their best to help provide their players a platform where they can spread messages to end racism. However, fans have taken very kindly to it, with ratings crashing like crazy. However, have fans, I think that's a typo. However, have fans taken very kindly to it, or fans haven't taken very kindly to it? With ratings crashing like crazy, it'll be interesting to see how both the NBA and MLB tackle social issues from here on. So I did see something, going back up the top. I did see a big old banner on outside. I think it was the Red Sox. I think it was in Boston. And it was a huge thing. It was a big fucking thing outside the stadium. Black Lives Matter. It's like, bro, it's not, you don't want to side with the extremist movements. And whether or not you believe, look, I think that law enforcement needs more funding. I think law enforcement needs better training so it could better protect the fucking citizens. White, black, Asian, everyone. Hispanic, everyone. Poor, wealthy, everyone. We need to weed out the shitty cops. We need to invest more money, better training, better constant training, regular training. And we just need better education. We need better food. We need better education systems. We need better care of our children. We need a better mindset, but we can't be ignoring facts. And the problem is that this type of movement there's many, many layers to it. There are many, 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 many different shades of BLM. And it's true. There are many different shades, and a lot of people only see one thing, and they have good intent. Most people have good intent, and they want people to be okay. They want people to be happy. They want there to be peace. But the people at the helm that are pulling all the strings, leveraging a lot of this woke activism in a poor fashion. And when businesses, companies, and MLB is a business, NBA is a business, it's not smart. Remember when Gillette did that? Remember when Gillette did the man-hating ad? They're like, men have been bad. We gotta stop. We gotta start teaching our men better. And they lost $8 billion. 8 with a B. $8 billion. Gillette lost $8 billion when they did that Gillette ad, the go woke, go broke. So they went complete full woke, and they went completely after the males. That was their fucking target audience. They lost a ton of money, $8 billion from that ad disaster. It's just not a good business approach. I'm all in favor of the United States. I'm all in favor of united together. And what I see with all of this, the real issue with all the virtue signaling is the divisive nature. And I do think that there is good intent with many people, but many people that good intent is misappropriated and is getting lumped in with a lot of sketchy shit. And we're moving in a very dangerous direction where we can't have conversations and we can't actually make progress without you can't say anything anymore. People are so afraid to fucking talk about anything because someone's going to complain that you are not you're not activist enough. You're not active enough in activism. You're not complaining enough. You're not using your platform to just nonstop blab and blab about other people's issues. Everyone in this country needs to come together. We need to create a United States. You have individual states that are treating the issues with lockdowns and stuff differently, and no one's on the same page. And this type of stuff is just creating more division, and it's not good. It's not a good direction. And when companies like the MLB, when companies like the NBA, when they go this direction, that's why the ratings would crash. Because one, people have found a lot of other entertainment. And two, people are tired of hearing everyone and their fucking mother complain about every last fucking thing. When the vast majority of Americans, the vast majority are ready to fucking move forward, are ready to make improvements. But the vast majority is not who's leveraging the most power right now. So logical people are afraid to speak because they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to end up on fucking CNN or Fox News or, a talking head be like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I apologize for what I said because someone got their fucking feelings hurt 6 years ago. Everyone's on the chopping block, or they feel like they are. So they're keeping their mouths shut until they get swept up and then it's too late to say anything. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you don't, but that might be a story for another day. Anyway, I just wanted to bring this kind of story to your attention that this is one of the things that's going on right now. These are billion-dollar industries, sports. And it's one thing to fight real oppression. I've seen this in comments that I've kind of gone back and forth with. Jackie Robinson, that's real fucking oppression. That's when sports really takes a fucking stand. But when you start going this kind of shit, you're going to alienate a large part. That's the proof. You're alienating a large part of your audience. Straight up. So what are your thoughts, fam? Drop a comment down below. What are your thoughts about this whole situation? Do you think that sports should just stay the fuck out if an individual player wants to talk about it? Do you think that these entire organizations should get all swept up in the hype? I just don't. It's obviously not a good move because you're just literally cutting out half, a third. Just people are like, I don't want to see it. Even people that might agree, like, I don't fucking want to see this crap. What are your thoughts? Obviously, the people have spoken, but what do you think the reason is? Do you think it's because people found other entertainment, or they're just tired of the full woke suckling at the teat, so to speak? Drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching some Red, White, and Swole, and I'll see you real soon. So make sure, hey, don't go anywhere. Look at these videos. Hit the subscribe button. Look at these videos. Look at everything I got to offer. Look at all this. You see all this? You like this? You like what you see? Maybe I'll show you a little something extra. Come on. It's free. No, it's not free. I'll charge you. Anyway, subscribe. Maybe I'll show you something next time. Come on. Just touch. Just